Hey there, JJ McKeever here for Common Sense. You know, I spend a lot of time on this thing. I make my living as a writer and a business consultant. I even write out what I'm going to say in these videos ahead of time. I want to have a vague idea what I'm going to talk about before making says action. Now, what I want to talk about today is a basic point about business, and the company I'm going to pick on is Yahoo. After the first incarnation of the internet, which was ruled by AOL, Yahoo came on board and took over. In a way, they were Google before Google. I realized that I've been using Yahoo for almost 20 years. Now I realize that everything changes. I mean, I'm still disappointed that MTV doesn't actually have music videos anymore. For a company to move forward, they can't stay in one place. I know that. Those businesses are in some company graveyard somewhere. However, a company should at least attempt to do its basic mission well. One of the reasons I started using Yahoo way back was I liked their email service. It has served me well through different jobs, places I lived, and whatever was happening in life. At least until recently. Two things happened that has forced me to make a transition to Google and Gmail. First is that I started having many problems with composing emails on Yahoo. It seemed to have something to do with the ads posted on the side of the email page. Whenever one flashed on, I couldn't type anymore. I tried to contact someone at Yahoo for help, but America's secret nuclear codes are easier to find than a phone number to call them with. I did get one after I put a plea out on Twitter. Then when I called Yahoo, I had a lousy connection. This happened all 3 times I tried. If I was into conspiracies, I'd say they did that on purpose. Then when I did talk to someone whose English was terrible, the first thing he wanted to do was take control of my computer. I didn't think that was a good idea. I also didn't think it was a good idea to suddenly start paying a monthly fee so that there were no ads on my email page. I mean, it worked fine for free all those years. Why change now? The straw that broke the camel's back in my spirit was when I stopped receiving emails from a service I used that matched me up with people who were looking for writing work. I called that company and they found nothing wrong. It wasn't like their email alerts to me were suddenly going into spam. I just wasn't getting them. They suggested I switch to Gmail, and lo and behold, I didn't have a problem anymore. Now, Marissa Mayer has been the CEO of Yahoo since 2012. She makes about $42 million a year. In 2014, she was highly criticized for many of her management decisions. Yahoo's stocks continued to fall by more than 30% through 2015, and 12 key executives left the company. By January of this year, the core business was worth less than $0. Mayer confirmed that Yahoo is considering the possibility of selling its core business. Now, do you realize that Ms. Mayer could earn up to $158 million if Yahoo was sold as part of her severance package? That, ladies and gentlemen, is how our country works today. A person who couldn't even keep the email function of the company running correctly will get the equivalent of winning the lottery for screwing up. Probably if her administrative assistant got Ms. Mayer's coffee wrong and was fired, she'd be lucky to get unemployment for 26 weeks. You know, we're out of whack in America, and we have to stop blaming the government for all our ills. Granted, the government can screw up a one-car funeral, but what is happening at Yahoo happens in many companies. They get away from what they do best, they buy up other companies with no real plan of how to use them, and then their CEOs run around waving their hands in the air saying the sky is falling, the sky is falling. They immediately get a severance package, which ends up being slightly smaller than the GNP of most countries. You read about them. However, you rarely read about the poor employees who are out on the street because the CEOs and board of directors are more motivated by greed than sound business practices. I think it's time to hold the leaders of industry as accountable as we always want to make the government. It's also time to get the blinders off people and not constantly use the government as the scapegoat for everything. Have a nice day.